Hello and welcome back to another video. In this video we're going to be going through the event, but first let's just check out Tron. So I managed to get him at 3 stars, which isn't too bad, but unfortunately I wasn't able to get his signature ability, which you unlock at 4 stars, which isn't that big of a deal, but it would have been nice. Alright, so let's just level up Tron. The first channel levels are always easy, even the first 20. Oops, let me do that again. Got a lot of those minor motes. Let's just get him to level 30. Well, yeah, that'll be fine. Don't want to waste too much motes on a 3-star. Alright, then let's just level up his talents. Alright, so his talents are interesting. So he grants 5% attack, 5% focus. Those are the standards. Each time an enemy appears, they are inflicted with a minus 5% defense debuff. That's pretty decent. I might equip that for now. Increase the duration of shocks and attribute debuffs by 0.5% seconds. Doesn't seem like that big of a deal. A higher chance to stun and a higher defense for high tech. That's interesting. An increased duration of strength focus buffs. After a dash, okay, yes, I'm definitely equipping that. So after a dash, increase the max ricochet limits of Tron's heavy attack by 1 for 5 seconds. So you're going to do a lot of dashing. That's interesting. And for now, I'll just get the extra focus just to test him out. Alright, so let's level up his talents though. We'll get both of his basic talent to level 4. And then we'll go from there. Okay. All the basic books needed are used. Right. 3, tier 4. Yeah, let's level up his advanced talent. I think it's this one I'm using. Yeah. Oh, we've already got one uncommon book, so looks like we're stuck there. Should I? I don't think I should. Alright, let me just quickly claim this, and then we'll start the event. Before we start the event, I might try him out in a 1v1 situation. So if I go to 1v1 showdown, hard difficulty, let's go to 15. Let's see who it is. Snow White. Okay, let's take it off honor. And let's put in our Tron. So I'm very interested to see on how Tron's animation works. Let's see, his entrance is pretty cool so far. Okay. But his ricochet ability isn't really going to shine in 1v1s because you need multiple enemies. I wonder if it hits the same enemy, if there's only one enemy. Okay. Alright, so he's got interesting. Alright, if I dash. Okay, those blue stacks are from dashing. So that should be his max ricochets. We can't really test that in here. Okay, let's see his special ability. Oh, what is that? Oh wow, it hits the entire map. That is actually insane, to be fair. Let's use his heavy attack. Okay. We can see Snow White has one attribute debuff on her. Let's use that special again. It is actually insane. We'd have to test how much damage that does to each of the enemies, but hitting the entire map is pretty good. Similar, and actually that is going to be really annoying to face because that's going to be another Mal special. If you get hit by that, you might be done. So he'll be interesting to fight in the event mode. Okay, let's use those. I'm actually going to quit out this fight and let's just begin the event. Alright, so we'll start with easy mode just because normal mode rather, just because we have him unlocked and he wouldn't be able to survive in the higher levels. Let's use Tiana, and do you have a tank? We'll just use Evil Queen. A double support team should be fine. We are quite higher than the recommended power, so we should be fine at running a tank. Okay, I'm interested to see how much damage this does. Okay, right. Yeah, this is pretty easy. Maybe I should have just used Tron for these fights. Let's hopefully see if we can get those ricochets. Okay, so his heavy attack gets the ricochets. Alright, so you might want to spam his heavies actually. Yeah, that is interesting. Alright, we're against the Tron. Yeah, let's hope that he doesn't use his special because that will hit all our enemies. But it is an early level, so we should be fine. Alright, so yeah, that heavy is actually insane. Let's use ours. And there we go. Let's just heal just before we end that encounter. Right, so that's the first level done. This is actually too easy to be honest, so I'm actually going to bump up the difficulty. Let's go to hard. Let's test out Tron there. Right, so yeah, the recommended power is much higher. We'll see if how Tron does. Yeah, so he might actually be better than Gaston, which is a lot coming from me. But let's use those heavies. Again, hitting all the enemies, which is absolutely insane. That's gonna be crazy when against swarms. Okay, this is so far I'm really impressed by Tron's abilities. We just need to see his damage. How does that stack at the high levels? It doesn't matter where anyone is, you can use that special and not have to worry. We've actually stunned that Tangoon, which I think was like a 20% chance. Right, let's use another heavy. Doesn't matter who we hit because we'll be hitting most enemies anyways. Let's use another Tron. Let's use Tiana's heal just because she's getting low. Right, and another heavy. So it's interesting. So you want to get those focus buffs up by using his basic attacks, and then you want to throw off those heavies to hit all the enemies and hopefully they crit. It does make sense why his focus stacks were initially low. Let me just switch to Tiana, make sure she's fine. His focus stat was initially low, mainly because of those focus buffs he gives himself. Alright, let me just use another special. Tiana really suffering here. Okay, use another special. And now we don't need to use any heavies because they won't be ricocheting. Alright, let me just use a heavy just before that thing, just before his special. And there we go. We may have to get a better healer just because Tiana seems like she's gonna die. Okay, so let's go into the second fight. So far I'm really shocked about his animations, his abilities. Alright, let's get another level 30, or let's get a hero. He's gonna boost Tron's damage a lot, especially those focus stacks he gets. And he may actually be better than Gaston or even Buzz in that range setup I did. I think it was my second last video. Alright, let me just get those focus stacks, use my heavies. I can't remember what the max focus stacks were. Was it 3? Because if it's 3 I should stop using my basics, but I do remember it being 4. Okay. Right. Decent first wave. Okay, we're against the Mike, a Tankoon and a Melagoon. Let's use a heavy. Hit all the enemies. So I am interested to see what kind of team comp would fit Tron the best. He's got decent damage. Would he work well with the Mr. Incredible? I'm not so sure. Well, it would work, but would they get the best out of him? I do think Skelly and Scrooge, or Hero and Scrooge, would be the best setup for him. We'll just have to test him out. But in terms of the tier list, I do think he's A tier. This is just my early guesses. His damage could be poor, but from what it seems, his damage does not look bad at all. Granted, I've got Hero. but even before hero. Look at that, 500. Pretty good. And those hitting multiple enemies with his special and his heavy is absolutely insane. Okay, and again, target all the enemies just by using the heavy, and there you go. I don't want to make this video too long, so there you go. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.